Hello, my name is Angela Jackson. You've asked, what is the purpose of poetry? The purpose of poetry now is to illuminate, delight, and gather us together. It enlivens language, lifts it, and heightens our reality. Poetry enlivens imaginations. We imagine possibilities that are not apparent in a grayed over world of daily existence. It illuminates so that deep truths, private and public, are revealed. We see and see more. Poetry, all art, empowers people psychically. As the world pushes us down, poetry gives us voice to push back. And poetry delights, brings a joy to the individual experiencing a dazzling of the senses. And poetry brings us together in a shared moment of language, music, and meaning, memory, and vision all at once. And we need to be together in the heightened possible place of poetry, especially now. As poet laureate, how would you interact with people with diverse communities across the state? As poet laureate, I would give 10 or 12 readings per year in diverse communities across the state. In addition, having selected 4 younger poets of significance, I would offer them as ambassadors in readings and conversation. They would spend 1 week or several days in person or virtually in diverse communities throughout Illinois. In schools, they would help guide students in writing individual poems and collective poems. I would conduct my readings virtually or in person, and I would engage in regular conversations via Zoom across the state. What project or program would you create in your first year that will engage youth and or address statewide or local issues? I would offer students, youth, an opening line to a collage or quote poem. From there, groups of youth could collectively and individually create a stanza about their state or local issues. In addition, individual schools may create their own collage poems. And finally, an award of $1,000 from the Office of the Poet Laureate will be offered college students, undergraduate or grad. This award underwritten by Mrs. Rosemary Lawson. How would you incorporate technology into your role as poet laureate? I would use technology in virtual poetry readings and conversations. I had the pleasure of watching a group of poets reading from New York recently, reading in the round. It was exciting to see the poetry, the way it moved from person to person. I want to keep exploring the ways in which Zoom could work. How much time do you feel you should invest in the laureateship? I should invest at least 20 hours a week in the laureateship. At this time, my time is very flexible, though later I may be required to teach a class. Summer and the city, Chicago as was. Summer nights, cool came down, blotting heat like a kiss for colored children. Heat surged as we danced jagged up and down the street, played hide and seek last night, night before. 24 robbers at my door. I got up, let 'em in, hit 'em in the head with a rolling pin. All here among the leaves of church hedges, we smell something slow and splendid in our sweat. Our fathers we knew worked good jobs that required muscle. Our mothers in day work used elbow grease and unwritten recipes for smothered chicken and gravy, caused white women to envy and delight. Outside, mothers waited for aid checks and a long gone man. Large women unfolding chairs ate chunks of Argo starch. Lean days, sugar sandwiches, ketchup or mayonnaise, missing meat, a vague notion, love, manna. Twilight blessed the block, poured from a dark man's mouth like a spout of Joe Louis milk, our champion toast, heralding the greatest arrival, however long the getting there. Slow rocking grandmothers spit out words into small cans held in their hands, their eyes trained on us from deep south porches we never left behind, never left us even after Exodus. Mouths wide open, we drank the evening's pleasures, men, women who loved us more than we could have known. We were their quick, flashing hope treasures, their memory of us, their milk, their honey.